Welcome to the pharmaphorum podcast. This is web editor Nicole Raleigh, and today I have with me Tarek Samad, Lundbeck's Senior Vice President and Head of Research, for a conversation on AI, specifically Lundbeck's agreement with the Danish Centre for AI Innovation, or DCAI, to run and operate Gefion, Denmark's flagship AI supercomputer. Welcome, Tarek.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So Gefion is Denmark's first AI supercomputer, named after a goddess in Danish mythology. Operated by the DCAI, a company established with funding from the Novo Nordisk Foundation, the world's wealthiest charitable foundation, as well as the Export and Investment Fund of Denmark. Lundbeck is one of the first pharmaceutical companies to leverage Gefion's potential to accelerate drug discovery and development in neurological and psychiatric disorders, and Gefion will provide AI-driven insights into molecule discovery and drug optimization in the development of therapies in this area. Brain disorders are estimated to affect half the world's population, significantly impairing quality of life. Despite scientific advancements, there are still high unmet needs within brain health, and many patients have limited options for treatment. By leveraging Gefion's unparalleled AI computational power, Lundbeck aims to enhance and expedite the discovery of next-generation treatments. So as listeners have come to expect, we'll begin this conversation by my asking you, if I may, Tarek, to introduce yourself a little bit and describe the passions and the journey that led you to doing what you do today at Lundbeck.
Sure. Well, I'm Tarek Samad. I head up global research at Lundbeck. And maybe to introduce myself a little bit, I'd like to start with the passion for bringing meaningful therapies to patients. This passion intersects with biology, drug discovery, and technology, essentially finding innovative way to accelerate research and bringing these therapies to patients. So I began my career in academia at Harvard Medical School initially, then moved to pharma in right around 2007. And I was always fascinated by innovation as a major value creator, not just for patients, but for society as a whole. So over time, I moved into leadership roles, building pipelines, both organically, but via strategic collaborations and innovation. Joining Lundbeck was a natural step for me because of its strong commitment to brain health, but also openness to pioneering and trying approaches like AI-driven drug discovery to help bring those therapies to patients. So it really intersected with my passion.
Thank you, Tarek. I like this notion of the intersection, as you say, of biology, drug discovery, and technology, and also value creation, not just for patients, but society as a whole. So let's move to our main topic today and firstly discuss the recent shift to AI drug discovery and drug development. Set the scene for us, if you will, Tarek, and then perhaps focus on the use of this technology specifically in life sciences in Denmark.
Sure. Or maybe as an intro here, it's no secret that traditionally drug discovery has been slow and costly with high attrition rate. What AI adds is enabling us to analyze massive data sets, predict molecular interaction, and identify faster targets and also molecules that bind to those targets that become future drugs. So AI is fundamentally reshaping drug discovery and development. It's not just about speeding up the process. It is about making what looks like impossible very hard, making it more possible or plausible at the very least, and therefore transforming how we understand biology and design drugs. So why this matters for neurology and neuropsychiatry and neurorare, all the areas we are interested in for brain disorders. In these disorders, complexity is immense, and biomarkers are hard to come by. Biomarkers are hints, molecules you measure to track the disease or to track whether the medicine we're working on is moving the disease in the right therapeutic direction. So AI offers a way to uncover patterns that were previously invisible. So this is what we call going after hard to drug targets. It helps us also integrate genetics, which is a huge element in human biology. It's essentially Mother Nature telling us, look here, because when a human has a genetic mutation in this locus, you're more or less likely to come with this disease or with this disorder. So genetics is important. It helps us analyze genetics in a much more efficient and holistic way. It combines also the data from imaging, clinical data. All this will accelerate hypothesis generation, but more importantly, validation of this hypothesis. So maybe one word around the geography. And Denmark is emerging as a hub for life sciences and innovation. We've got strong academic institution, strong industry, pharma industry, and then a lot of academia and industry partnership that create a supportive ecosystem for innovation and for also employing new digital ways such as AI to further advance innovation. So we see growing collaboration between pharma companies, tech innovators, research institution, which creates a fertile ground for these AI-driven breakthroughs. A good analogy would be the Cambridge area north of Boston. It's a big hub for biotechnology. Denmark is not as big as the Cambridge area, what's happening in Copenhagen, but it's not very dissimilar in its trend. So at Lundbeck, we're leveraging this environment to integrate AI into our R&D pipeline and complement traditional approaches with this new powerful approach and hopefully enhancing success rate. So our work with partners like the Danish Centre for AI Innovation exemplifies this shift, combining what we bring to the table as Lundbeck. We bring our deep disease expertise and we combine it with advanced computational tools that the Danish Centre for AI Innovation provides. And the goal is to accelerate discovery. So to sum it up, overall, this isn't a huge departure from our initial strategy or is about replacing scientists, not at all. It's about empowering scientists with better tools to make smarter decisions faster.
Absolutely. So, as you say, the complexity within the neurospace is immense, and it is these academia and industry partnerships, this collaboration that is progressing, as we were talking about earlier, the intersection of biology, drug discovery, and technology. So, thank you for that overview there, Tarek. And just to reiterate for listeners, Lundbeck is aiming to identify novel and better medicines for known drug targets, as well as unlocking emerging drug targets to deliver new treatment options for people living with brain disorders, including rare brain disorders and specialist treated neurological conditions. And I just wondered at this juncture, Tarek, whether you could give us any examples to that effect.
Sure. So our ambition is twofold. First, improve therapies for well-characterized targets where we're seeing hints of efficacy in the clinic. But the second pole is to explore emerging targets to address unmet needs that have no therapeutic options right now. So on the first one, a good example would be migraine therapies, right? We've experienced a lot of success with intercepting peptide signaling. That is a neuropeptide called CGRP. We continue to explore these pathways and explore other similar targets. And we use AI to help us design molecules that can intercept more than one target at the same time. So it's a big mission or big ask for a medicinal chemist to design a small molecule that can go after multiple targets. With the power of computing, we can design those small molecules now in I would say more possible ways, right? And we have other also possibilities as well. For example, the field of epilepsy that has experienced breakthrough. We continue to uncover therapeutic targets. Some of them are hard to drug. So how do we model the three-dimensional structure of a complex therapeutic target, which is usually a protein? AI can help us with having options or a path toward uncovering a little bit the structure of the target, so we can design the molecule that will come at either stimulated or inhibited, depending on the biology at play. So these are two examples. We're investing in novel biologies and targets implicated in synaptic plasticity, which is essentially the way the brain functions, the intersection between the nervous system and the immune system. It's a field called neuroimmunology. And of course, we're investing also a lot in rare neurological conditions. Often these are what we call monogenic diseases. They're driven by a dysfunction of a single gene, just highlighting how important every gene is in the function and physiology. These areas hold promise for diseases where current treatments are limited or even non-existent. So you can just imagine the impact. Another maybe final example is the innovation in modality. And by modality, in the drug discovery, there are two ways to look at it. The first is what biology we're tapping in. And the second way to look at it is what type of drugs or what type of medicine are we looking at? Are we looking at a pill? Are we looking at an injectable antibody? Are we looking at a nucleic acid, RNA? So there has been a lot of innovation in the types of modality, and this is Lundbeck is at the forefront of this with our collaborators. And we've recently designed what we call a blood-brain barrier shuttle that can lift cargoes from the periphery into the brain.
It's just fascinating, brilliant science. And I like this idea of making the impossible plausible through this integration of technology into biology and drug discovery. So I have a final question for you today, Tarek. Where do you hope, where does Lundbeck hope, that this type of research will lead the field in the next 5 years or so?
Yeah, it's a great question. This is something that we've been thinking quite a bit about, and every time we try to predict the future, we get a lot of surprises. Sometimes pleasant surprises, but sometimes new challenges. So I'm an optimist. I see a future where AI is fully embedded in drug discovery workflows, not as an add-on, but as a core capability, if I might say, that accelerates every stage from the initial stage, which is identifying what therapeutic targets we need to discover in medicine to tackle, all the way to clinical trial design. The integration of this end-to-end process will help us move from what is now a hypothesis-driven, waiting to be tested in the clinic, to a data-driven discovery where AI can simulate a lot of those experiments, a lot of those early clinical experiments, and tells us there is a high probability that things will unfold this particular way. So knowledge is paramount. We get that knowledge early on. And the hope is to reduce attrition and ultimately improve success rate. Now, for brain disorder, I hope we'll unlock new biological insights that lead to what we call first-in-class therapies for conditions, as I said earlier, that have seen little innovation over decades. Rare neurological diseases, specialist-treated neurological conditions. These will benefit from precision approaches. And we're seeing it. We're seeing therapies approved for tough disorders like amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. We're seeing good results with Huntington, multiple system atrophy. So we're starting. This is not a futuristic thinking. We're seeing hints of it today. So I have reasons to be optimistic for the next 5 years. And I think AI is gonna maybe serve as a catalyst to accelerate that process. And also I see a lot of collaboration. I see ecosystems also helping and encouraging and enabling these collaboration. I expect closer partnerships between pharma, tech companies, and academia, where the initial fundamental biology is uncovered, creating bigger innovation networks that we're seeing today. And I think Copenhagen and Denmark as a whole are on the right path to play a significant role there. And then maybe ultimately the outcome should be patient centric. So going into precision medicine, as I mentioned earlier, where success will be measured by how quickly and effectively we can deliver better treatments to patients and improving the quality of life and addressing unmet needs.
Absolutely. And as you say, it's not futuristic thinking. It is being seen today. And at its heart is this knowledge base as promoted by collaborative efforts. Thank you very much for your time today, Tarek. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
And that concludes another episode of the pharmaphorum podcast. You can find more information about this episode, including a download link and information about previous installments at pharmaphorum.com/podcasts. The pharmaphorum podcast is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Podbean, and pretty much wherever else you download your other podcasts from. Just search for pharmaphorum and follow and hit subscribe. Of course, don't forget to visit our website itself, where you can sign up for daily and weekly news and analysis bulletins. And do follow us on Blue Sky and LinkedIn at pharmaphorum. That's all for now. Thank you for listening.